At this, we're in a new setting. Look at this. This is almost like you and I speaking in the drawing room. So bring all your cups of coffee because I only do a show on the South Indian. And guess what? In this new setting, I'm saying one thing to you very clearly. We will not shout. We will not fight. Even if we do, we will do it very politely. And I'm going to wait for you the day when you can come sit next to me and have a chat with me, like one-on-one. So let's talk about the top story today that I'm going to bring you from the south of India. You know, every good thing sometimes gets into a bad thing, but that doesn't mean that is the end of it all. Yes, Karnataka had a fabulous victory and the only win, mind you, ladies and gents, in South India. But the sheen is kind of wearing off swiftly and surely due to constant bickering between Siddaramiah, who is the Chief Minister, and DK Shivakumar, who is the Deputy Chief Minister. It's very clear that there are two camps. Now, the latest man in focus is senior MLA BR Patil, and who had allegedly, guess what, threatened to resign during the recent Congress Legislative Party meeting, which is a CLP meeting, citing a very important phrase, which is very important to all of us: self-respect. There was much drama which unfolded with Patil actually walking out of the meeting, and then apparently he was coaxed back into it to say, "Sir, please sir, come back sir." It all started when a letter allegedly signed by 30 legislators was sent to Chief Minister Siddaramiah, claiming that district in charge ministers were not paying heed to their requests and their funds allocated for their respective constituencies were not being released. Now, in another shocking claim, the letter mentioned unidentified third parties approaching the MLAs asking for commissions to facilitate the release of funds. Please understand that the word commission is like a red rag to a bull, because remember what happened with the 40% commission allegation of the Congress against the erstwhile BJP government. Now, let's listen to what BR Patil had to say, and I will come back to the story in a bit.
ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ವರದಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಯಾರು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನಂತೂ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಅಪರಾಧ ಮಾಡಿದೀವ? ನಾವೇನು ಅಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದೀವ? ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂತರಿಕ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ಇದೆ. ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆ ಕರೆಯಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದಿದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾಯಕರು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನವಾಗಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಸಾಕಿ ನಾನು ಮನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ?
Fine. So he said, listen, there was no reason for me to apologize. Fair enough. He said it out clearly. But about the letter, you know, there was some confusion. BR Patil first said that the letter was fake, and it seemed the matter was put to rest, that everything is hunky-dory, we can all move on with our lives. But not so soon. The senior leader admitted that he had threatened to resign during the meeting, as you just heard BR Patil say, but he added that he did not, or rather would not, apologize for writing a letter to the Chief Minister highlighting his concerns. Some of the statements made by BR Patil. I too have seen media and newspaper reports. I don't know who has apologized. I have not apologized, nor will I. Have we committed any crime to apologize? Or have we made a mistake? That's what BR Patil said. You know, a kind of almost like the inner voice coming out to say this. Now, the behavior and conduct of certain ministers has upset some legislators. That is what BR Patil said, as he warned that their fight would continue if it is not corrected. So, look at it, there is a problem. We can go blue in the face saying, no, everything is fine, but there is a problem. Now, apparently, Home Minister G. Parameswara had stated that those who wrote letters to the Chief Minister had apologized at the CLP meeting. But what did Patil say? No apology. Patil also added, there is internal democracy in our party. We have the right to request a legislature party meeting. Accordingly, leaders have called for the meeting. There was open and detailed discussion in the meeting, and I am satisfied, but I am not a coward to apologize. If I had committed any mistake, I would have apologized. Now, when he was asked, that by my colleagues, if he had offered to quit, BR Patil said, I said one thing at one time, that if my inner self-respect is hurt, I will throw my resignation and go. The behavior and conduct of certain ministers as certain legislators, I don't know whether Chief Minister has advised them, that is the ministers, or not. If their behavior is not right, our fight against it will be there. Now, let me tell you, this isn't the first time that the newly minted government and also the party in Karnataka has seen open rebellion, and this after the party took oath. Will it slide to a big showdown, or does Siddaramiah have it in him to quell the rebellion? Let me also add one thing. If you look at it in the south right now, there is problem brewing in Telangana. Revant Reddy has to quell the rebellion. In Kerala, tomorrow they are all going to be in New Delhi, because they are also very miffed that no decision has been taken about, let's say, Wayanad and also Thiruvananthapuram. So, big question mark. Congress is kind of finding itself in a bit of a shaky position. And also coming back to Karnataka, you remember the time when DK Shivakumar had said, when all these MLAs had gone to DK Shivakumar, he had said, no money for development, we have to fulfill the guarantee. Just hear what he said and I'll come back to you.
ಯಾವ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೋಗಸ್ ಅಮ್ಮ. ಯಾರು ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಲೆಟರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವುದೋ ಬೇರೆ ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆಕ್ಕನ ಅದು. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಜನ. ಅವರು MLAs ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಳಿದ ನಿಜ, ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ 40,000 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಇಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟು ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, PWD ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಭಾಳ ಇದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆ ಕರೆದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರವ್ರ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ನೀವು ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಹಳೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು ದಿವಾಳಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದಿವಾಳಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಟೆಂಡರ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕರೆದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟು ಬೊಕ್ಕಸನೇ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ವರ್ಷವೇ ನಾವು ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಸಕರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
So, in this wonderful ambience, which is absolutely new, with my coffee mug in my hand, considering I am a South Indian, so it's always coffee over tea, let me now welcome the other guests to the room. Lieutenant Commander retired Gokul Chandra, who is a Congress leader, is joining us. Bansi Kalappa, political editor, the New Indian Express, is joining us from Bengaluru. And Dr. Baswaraj Itnal, who is a senior journalist, is also joining us, and also my colleague Bhaskar Hegde, who is editor TV9 Kannada, has joined us. So, all of you gentlemen, your coffees, I hope it's hot and brewing. This is a new studio, it's a new day. Imagine, first day, first show, all of you. So, I'm so happy to see all of you.
Sudha, best of luck. It looks very nice, the studio interiors.
Thank you, Bhaskar. You being my colleague will always be loyal to me, but I would request the others also. Dr. Itnal, Gokul, you're a friend, and Bansi, you're also a friend. I think we need all your wishes, and we need nice, good debates, not fighting, shouting, wagging finger and all that. Not allowed when we are all South Indians and, gotten together here. So, let me begin with Bansi. Bansi, is there, it's clear indication, the dissent within Karnataka and both the government and the party is something which is there out in the open. Whether it is big or small, time will tell, Bansi. But don't you think it is very much there?
See, if you look at the legislators, the identities of the legislators, then you will understand why there is the scent of trouble brewing.
Okay.
BR Patil from Aland is a Lingayat legislator. Basuraj Rai Reddy. So the entire chunk of those 11 legislators, most of them are all Veerashaiva Lingayat legislators. Now, Veerashaiva Lingayat legislators normally in this number has never been in the Congress. So that is, a fact that all of us need to know. So mostly they have been with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Only recently they have, in this number they have come to the Congress. This is simply because, Congress earlier never enjoyed so much of support from the Veerashaiva Lingayat legislators. So this time they have record numbers of Veerashaiva Lingayat legislators. So this is the first sign of trouble, number one. Number two, the stand being taken by BR Patil that there is no need to apologize. Why should I apologize? This is the second reason why, the Congress needs to take note. Number three, someone of the stature of Siddaramiah coming out in the open and saying that, I couldn't make time for legislators because I was busy, number one, with budget meetings for so many days, and number two, I was busy with the opposition leaders meeting in Bangalore. So he says it in a note to the media, and he also says it in the CLP.
Okay.
Number three. Number four, the Congress leaders in the CLP, in the hastily called Congress Legislature Party, the Congress leaders saying after the meeting, when they spoke to the media, that those who wrote letters, they apologized. I really don't know who's apologized, because in the beginning, the Congress statement was that, that the whole thing is a fake.
Right.
But later on,
yeah, that's what I also.
know.
Bansi, that's what I said, that it looks, this is very strange. First you say, oh, it's all fake, everything. Then he walks out, apparently, he's brought back. After all, we are all, I have Bhaskar here, we have a very, very, good bureau in Karnataka. Then they say, no, I did not apologize, this, that and the other. So what does it show? There is a lack of leadership also, no?
No. So in all this, this is the first sign of trouble, because we have seen in the past, when, let's say, when coalition government was there, whenever a group of legislators were unhappy, it meant the government came down. So this time, of course, those ominous signs are not there as yet. But, these are not things to be ignored, because Karnataka has seen, on occasions, when a group of legislators are unhappy, they can go out, they can just resign en masse, leaving the government in a lurch, or, bringing about a crisis. So all these ingredients showing that Congress needs to, take care before it is too late, because let's understand that Congress has come to power in, as a single biggest party.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
huge
right.
Number.
Yeah, so I think they will spoil a very good thing, Bansi, a fabulous victory, and after that, one has seen this, little kind of skirmishes which keep happening, and like we say, why spoil a good thing? Dr. Itnal, what Bansi said, they are not used to this working of the Congress. I am asking you, but if you've come from the BJP, Dr. Itnal, that's a cadre-based party. Can you imagine walking out, walking in, saying I did not apologize, writing a letter, then saying it's a fake letter, going to the media and say I will not apologize? The behavior, somehow, after all, politicians are also human beings, They may think they are demigods, but they are human beings. But don't you think that their behavior itself shows that there is somewhere the leadership is not able to kind of put a lid on all these things? Because BJP, you cannot behave like this, doctor.
Sudha, it has happened in BJP also.
Right.
For example, if you recall what Yatnar was saying against his own BJP government, the kind of allegations he was saying that if anybody can pay 2,500 crore rupees, he can be made CM. That's the kind of attack Yatnar used to do. And that party also did not know anything about him. BJP is yet to take action on anybody who was talking against Bommai government or Yediyurappa government and who were talking out of the hat during election campaign. BJP has not done it. So it is not limited only to Congress. Yes, Congress is facing a substantial kind of crisis here, in the sense that there is a conflict at a fundamental level here, in the sense that the party came to power on a huge promise of guarantees.
Right.
Now the Siddaramiah himself says in CLP meeting to his legislator that please don't ask any grants to your constituency. We have to take care of guarantee schemes. which takes up a substantial portion of the budget allocations. And then there is also it is known fact that many departments employees are yet to receive salary. For last 3 months they have not received salaries, including education department.
Yeah.
So now, such being the case, the problem is the one thing, the Congress party came to power on certain promises.
Right.
That's a larger picture.
Okay.
But individual MLA also, each and every MLA also would have said something in his constituency, that I will make this road, that I will make this bridge, that I will bring this much money for a college, or something like that.
Exactly.
So now what happens? So how can a political party ignore what the MLA has told to his
100%. After all, you are sitting there for the people. No. You're sitting there for the people only. You can't just say brush aside and say first some. That was my doctor. Let me come back to you. I'll go to Bhaskar. Bhaskar, look at it. When I say dissent in Karnataka, whether it is the party or the Congress or the government, Bhaskar, it all started when a few MLAs went to DKS and said, "Sir, we need money, sir, because we have to do developmental work." He said, "There is no money. There is no money. We have to fulfill guarantees." Then Siddaramiah says, "Be patient." CLP meetings called because of this letter and the little skirmishes which were brewing. The thing is, don't you think that then the BR Patil thing happens? So don't you think if they had quelled it right in the beginning, see, they are speaking in folk tongue, Siddaramiah says something, DKS says something else. So don't you think that there is no unison? They are not speaking in the same voice, Bhaskar Hegde?
Sudha, I think it is not going to die down so soon.
Okay.
I agree with one point that Bansi said and the other point that Basuraj said. Bansi raised a very interesting observation, made an interesting observation that all these MLAs are from one particular community. That is right. And Bansi stopped at that point. I think, see, they are targeting Priyanka Kharge. Priyanka Kharge is not an ordinary minister.
True.
First of all, he is the son of AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge. And why they are targeting Priyanka Kharge is a very interesting thing. It is not because it is Lingayat versus scheduled caste. It is because it looks like there are 2 points. One is when there is no fund, then the problem happens because these MLAs have to deliver, they have to sort the local problems, and for that they need the help of officers of their choice. But unfortunately, all these ministers, they seem to have denied or refused to transfer and get the officers of their choice. That means MLA's choice to their consciences. My question is, even if they got their officers of their choice to their consciency, if there is no fund, why would they do? What would they do? Or perhaps only they can show their power as MLA, except that there is no development. This way, therefore, my point is this particular dissent or unhappiness is going to grow day by day, every passing day, number one. So coming back to that old point of Priyanka Kharge, it looks like Priyanka Kharge wants to emulate his father's strategy, what he did in the 90s, in the sense, after Virendra Patil, who is a Lingayat who passed away in 1991, so there was a vacuum in Kalyan, Karnataka. What Kharge did, Kharge and Dharam Singh, they totally captured in the sense, not in literal sense, they captured the political space. They did not allow any Lingayat leaders to grow. As a result, they ruled the roost for 30 years. I think because of being a son of ACC president and being made the senior minister now from Kalyan, Karnataka, I think Priyanka Kharge might be eyeing to suppress the voices of Lingayat community. By doing so, he wants to emerge as a Kalyan Karnataka champion.
Sure, but
because he's very young.
Yeah.
So that is one point. I think that is the reason why he is planning to emerge as a leader, which is basically a sticking point.
Yeah,
and
but
which in the present circumstances,
right,
they are not going to digest his
but then the
stature.
thing is, sure, that you have little power, powerful leaders who are trying to emerge and kind of, run away with whatever little power they have. But look at the public perception, look at the perception of the opposition. Both Dr. Itnal and you have said, and even Pansi said to a great extent, all of you have said that, listen, this is not something which is there and which will go away, and therefore I will pick Gokul Chandran. Gokul Chandran, fabulous victory. The only one in the south of India, almost, everyone went to town saying BJP, Mukt South India and all that. Very good, but look at the situation today, people walking in and out of meetings. Look at what is happening in Kerala, considering you are from Kerala. Tomorrow they are all going to be, in New Delhi. There is also problem brewing. Telangana, Revant Reddy is facing several faces who want to be, I want to be Mukhyamantri. Karnataka, what is what is this kind of speaking in a forked tongue? I think the beginning itself has been very, very faulty. DKS or Siddaramiah? Siddaramiah or DKS? Your comments, Gokul Chandran.
Yeah, good evening, Sudha. And
hi.
Look, the studio looks very nice and
thank
beautiful. You. Coming to the topic, see, right from the day the Karnataka results were out, the media and the so-called sources were waiting that Congress will not form the government, BJP is going to form the government, and at some point when Congress formed the government, they couldn't digest the fact that Congress has finally formed the government in Karnataka, and again they pitted DKS versus Siddaramiah, who is going to form the government, who is going to be the chief minister. Again, it was sorted out, and again the media sources couldn't resist themselves from putting the government on an edge. Each and every time the Karnataka government is pushed to an edge, the Damocles sword is being placed under their head that it should be heard them anytime. This is the simple reason what is happening in Karnataka. If and only BJP had appointed a leader of opposition in the assembly, even after the assembly session was over, we could have heard from BJP official point of view what they want. Even they couldn't find a leader of opposition for the BJP.
What is Gokul?
Now,
it is like saying that I am fighting with my spouse, it is because the neighbor has instigated. Then there is something very, very wrong between the relationship between my husband and I, which of course we fight a lot. Let me honestly say it on national television. To say because of the neighbor, that seems, kind of implausible, gentlemen. It is not the BJP, I say, it is what is happening within the party. Gokul.
Yeah, I will tell you. I'll tell you, Sudha. I'll complete it. See, this house is a happy house. As you admitted, we will have fights between spouses, children, father, mother, grandparents. The fight is going to be there because it's a happy, big, huge house. Everybody it is a joint family staying in one house, and you know what are problems will be arising. Mr. MB Patil had a valid reason, might be. He raised the concerns on behalf of few MLAs.
Right.
It has been talked upon, they have sorted it out, and it will keep on arising. See, what Mr. Subramania Swamy is telling for the last 3 years, he is a senior BJP leader and a BJP MB of Rajya Sabha, and he is daily criticizing the Modi government in a very, very
What has that got to do with the price of onions, Gokul? Come on, we are not going, we are going hither and thither.
I hope we are not discussing the prices of onion and tomatoes. The other thing, the Kerala, each and every state, PCC is being invited to Delhi to talk about the possible Lok Sabha coalitions, the seats who is going to contest and all those things. That's how the Kerala leaders also been invited to Delhi.
Yeah, but then Wayanad and Tirunandapuram, I'll come back to you. Bansi, I want to bring you here. We heard what Hari Prasad, BK Hari Prasad, very senior leader, had to say. Of course, he was also talking to his own community. I don't want to go into caste politics here. But he said, I have seen it, I have this with me. He said, I know how to make CM and how to bring him down. I do not beg from anyone. I shall stand with my chest. Becoming a minister is a different question. He said it. I will not beg someone. Look at the words that are being used. I will not apologize. We are not beggars. So all this. Also, Bansi, I think that there is an emotional outburst because somewhere, all these leaders have felt very cheated. They may have their own axe to grind. Like Bhaskar said, they all have their own agendas. But things are not looking good. And I think somewhere I do not know, you should tell me. We all know there are two camps. Aren't there two camps now in the party and the government? One is a DKS camp and one is a Siddaramiah camp. So too many cooks are spoiling the, the sambar, as they say.
Okay, see, if you look at the government and the statement of Mr. B.K. Hariprasad, who is Mr. B.K. Hariprasad? Quickly, let's understand that he's been AICC General Secretary for 16 states. He's also served as AICC Secretary for 4 states, which means, he at one time he was one of the most powerful leader. Of course, it's another issue that he did not take any ministerial position in Delhi, which he well could have. He always chose party above the government.
Right.
So this is the person we're talking about. Now, where is he? He is MLC. He is only a legislative council member.
Right.
Earlier he was opposition leader in the legislative council, and he had earned a lot of appreciation from his own partymen, especially in leading the party in the council, where at one time they were in a minority. So this is the person we're talking of. He belongs to a community in the backward caste, which is called Idiga community. They are there in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. These Idiga community, they are called Bilavas in Mangaluru.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, it's an OBC community, very similar to the Kerala communities. They have a counterpart in Kerala also. They all go with the spiritual leadership of Narayan Guru. So what am I saying? This Hari Prasad was seeking to be a minister in the Siddaramiah
I know, but yeah.
But when his leadership, claims were overlooked, and they took a much younger man. Hari Prasad is in his late 60s.
Right.
And a man almost 30 years his junior. Someone who's a former Chief Minister, Bangarappa's son, Madhu Bangarappa, who's a two-term legislator, someone who moved from the ADS to the Congress. So when they chose him, Hari Prasad was upset.
Yeah.
And it's true that he was talking of different things like leaving the party,
Resign. So, no, Bansi, I'm sorry to interject, but what it's proving everything right. No, I mean, we are talking about dissent in Karnataka Congress. Somewhere the Congress in Karnataka, despite being a leading light, because let's understand, even in the opposition meet that INDIA, India, they were the leading lights. They were the ones who put their foot forward, but it is all coming, every day if you have fights like this, then obviously the governments, it's not just politics, Pansi. It's about governing, it's about administering. Somewhere their hands will be completely tied if this is what is going to happen. And let me go to Dr. Itnal. Dr. Itnal, the thing is what Bansi said about Hari Prasad, what he explained very well about, and also Bhaskar, my colleague, explained about Priyanka. All that is fine, Dr. Itnal. The point is, you and I, on the day of the election results, we discussed about how there will be problems between DKS and Siddaramiah, because DKS's brother, DK Suresh, we heard those bites, we heard that toing and froing. My whole point is this, sir, that if you've become the kind of symbol or the mascot for the Congress win in South India, this does not behave well, and this does not give a great indication that things are good.
Absolutely. So the problem is, let's understand it in 2 dimensions. Number one, this India alliance doesn't have a pan-India narrative to begin with. Their pan-India narrative is to bring down Modi.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be very effective, because that's not going to bring any BJP vote towards you. So unless you have a strategy to cut down BJP vote share, there is no chance there. So they don't have a pan-India narrative. They come together only for the sake of elections. They did not, they did not offer a united opposition in the parliament for last 4 years. They have just now come together in the aftermath of Karnataka success.
Right.
Now coming back to Karnataka success, now Karnataka has a very strong Congress, Pradesh Congress Committee, but at times, so to say in philosophical terms, strength itself can be weakness many times.
Sure.
Now, these people are so strong, Siddarmaiah or DK Shivakumar or Kharge or Parmeshwar, these people, and when they start fighting among themselves, even on a small issue or a big issue, they will not climb down. It becomes a prestige issue.
Ego.
And added to that, Congress Central High Command today is totally ineffective in managing the dissent. Look
Yeah.
at Rajasthan.
Yes.
They have failed in managing
Absolutely.
dissent
Yeah. Yes.
there.
Absolutely.
And such being the scenario, I don't know if the Congress doesn't pull up and put its act together, they're not really, going anywhere
that's-
in 2020
Yeah,
predictions.
you know what Dr. Itnal said, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm saying is what he said. The thing is that after a fabulous victory and also the Bharat Jodo Yatra, it changed some minds. It created a groundswell for the Congress. I'm not talking about Rahul Gandhi here, I'm talking about the Congress party. After doing all this, if this is how they are going to fritter it away, then it's a pity. No one is jubilant here. It's a pity. Somewhere their smartness is not coming through. I'm going to go to Bhaskar Hegde, my colleague, but before that, I'm going to ask my colleagues in production to please play Patil's bite yet again. Look at the angst, look at the frustration of this man, and this may grow into a chorus like Bansi Kalappa said, my colleague in the fraternity. But listen to what he had to say.
ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ವರದಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ. ಯಾರು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನಂತೂ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಅಪರಾಧ ಮಾಡಿದೀವ? ನಾವೇನು ಅಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದೀವ? ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂತರಿಕ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ಇದೆ. ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆ ಕರಿಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದಿದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾಯಕರು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನವಾಗಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮಗೌರವಕ್ಕೆ ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಸಾಕಿ ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ?
Bhaskar, we saw the 5 guarantees, and of course 5 guarantees was very impressive. The people of Karnataka were perhaps very impressed by what they had announced. But see what Annabhagya happened. From rice it turned to cash. Of course, Griha Lakshmi has started, but then that also had some logistical and process driven problems. I am only talking about the nitty gritty because God lies in details, Bhaskar. Siddaramiah had promised monthly meetings with MLAs, which was a promise which was made to address their grievances. There are also sources which are telling us, that, of course, who's my source? You are my source. That the Chief Minister also promised, appointing MLAs to 50% of post of boards and corporations, etc. The thing is, what happened to those meetings, Bhaskar? Otherwise, why would these MLAs go? Where I'm not saying, was there a letter? I'm not the police. But if you do not fulfill these things, then obviously the MLAs will be very miffed, no, Bhaskar?
So what Chief Minister said about this particular meeting with MLAs once a month or once a quarter, there will be one more sticking point, because Congress Central Leadership has suggested to set up a coordination committee.
Okay.
That coordination committee will oversee and guide Chief Minister Siddaramiah on policy matters. Basically, coordination committee means there will be one more layer of oversight being set up by the Congress High Command, so that Chief Minister or Deputy Chief Minister should not take decisions on their own. This is exactly in contrast with what Siddaramiah used to do in 2013. 2013, Congress High Command, 2013 Congress was in power. Congress lost power only in 2014, and Congress was very much in control of things in 2013. They gave total control everything to Siddaramiah, and Siddaramiah was he was in total control of administration and party in 2014. And 2014, you remember, Parmeshwar was PCC president, and he was very pliable. He was not D.K. Shivakumar. Now the major problem is Siddaramiah is slightly weak, and Congress High Command is very weak, as Basuraj said, and they can't take decisions on these kind of issues.
Right.
And on the other side, legislators are extremely ambitious. They want things to be done in 1 or 2 or 3 months. They don't want to listen to any kind of excuses of fund shortage or whatever. So therefore, I think this crisis is going to intensify further in the days to come.
Gokul, what Bhaskar said, what Dr. Itnal said, and you've heard Bansi also. The thing is, the Lok Sabha elections is knocking at our door. There is hardly any time. The MLAs, if they are unable to fulfill all the developmental work, you know that word Vikas, the Congress laughed out loud and said, what Vikas, where is Vikas, he is invisible and all that. The thing is, developmental work, whether it's drains or bridges or roads or homes or whatever, it's a major problem. And you know what Bhaskar said, Siddaramiah is not the Siddaramiah of 2013, he is weak. The Congress High Command wanted Siddaramiah in place, maybe they wanted someone pliable, I do not know. But don't you think it's harakiri on the part of the Congress in Karnataka not to be able to fulfill all the developmental work? You and I get so irritated if the plumber doesn't arrive, Gokul. I am only thinking of myself. I mean, what is this? We need to fulfill all the work. No, this is the people. These are the people who voted you in, no, Gokul Chandran.
Yeah, Sudha, aren't we in a harakiri in writing a note for the government, which is just 2 months old? We should, you people should show some mercy to the government, which is 2 months old and which will have teething problems, and things will be sorted. It is just not even 2 months. So give them some time. The development works are going to come. It is not going to run away anywhere. You know, the MLAs have the the constituency development funds. With that, they can do the development works. It is for 1 year, they can do the developments, and government will bring up some developments at some places. So what Mr. D.K. Shivakumar said is, initially, this is what we have done. We have fulfilled the promises what we have given to the people during the elections, and after that, we will look into development. Nobody has said there will be no development for the next 5 years. Karnataka will not get into any developmental modes. Nobody said that. So let us give them some time. Let us be patient to listen and hear and see the work of the government, and at least give them 6 months. I'll not get into that honeymoon period thing and all, but then let us show some mercy to this government, which is just 2 months old.
All right. Bansi, do you think, let's talk about solutions now. Like all of you have conceded that this will snowball. I hope to God it does not snowball. No one wants, of course, for us it's a story, but no, it's a people of Karnataka, the Kannadigas. Bansi, what is the solution going forward? Do you think DKS and Siddaramaiah should sit in front of each other and say, listen, every day we cannot have these outbursts in front of the media and the press and people being so angry. So let's kind of come to a conclusion, or, let's make up and let's make things work. Do you think that is a way out, Bansi?
Well, see, for you to look at Karnataka, you need to understand that the tremendous victory in Karnataka, they are hoping it to translate it nationally.
Okay.
So this is the reason why they called the opposition leaders meeting in Bangalore, number one. Number two, if you look at BR Patil snowballing into a crisis that could bring down the government, no, it is too premature. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's not even 1. So let's understand it in perspective. It's not even at a scale of 1 that it could bring down the government. So it's too premature. Number one. So if you look at the present situation, things are fine. Like, the gentleman from Kerala says, Mr. Chandran says, Wing Commander Chandran says, things are fine. There is no crisis as of now. But if things are let to go,
right,
and things are let to, just go into a bad state, then of course unattended, anything can happen. So just now there is no problem. Even on a scale of 1 to 10, not even 1 there is a problem. Because the CLP was called after this letter issue surfaced, and certainly the leadership has explained to the MLAs and to the others that presently there is no problem, because the Congress has its hands tied, 58,000 crore by way of guarantees, and there is no way of wishing it away. So everybody understands it. Nobody is forcing them. But yes, there are issues here which need to be addressed.
Right.
Will they address it? This is the big question.
Right. Bhaskar, I come running out of time. Bhaskar, do you think there was a letter or not a letter? Or do you don't want to speculate?
It's very difficult to say whether there was a letter or not. But as Bansi said, there is a silver lining in the Karnataka Congress story, because a private portal from Karnataka had a survey recently, and that survey suggested that out of 3,500 odd respondents, I think more than 75% respondents reposed confidence in Congress, and they are very much happy with the 5 schemes. That 4 out of 5, 4 have been launched.
Right.
Number 1. Number 2, they are really happy with the leadership of Siddaramiah. That means people are happy with Siddaramaiah's leadership. So only thing is, MLAs and legislators have to rally behind him, and they have to ensure perhaps development works take place.
All right. Dr. Itnal, I'll give you the last 2 minutes, sir. Do you think, like Bansi says, that no crisis, which I also say there is no crisis, I am not pressing the panic button, but if left like this, these small skirmishes may become a revolution. Do you concede, Doctor?
No, nobody is saying that there is a crisis today to the government, because it takes a lot to shake a government with such a robust majority.
Absolutely.
That's very much there for everyone to see. But what is happening here is, all along the campaign to the run-up to assembly elections, BJP's attack on Congress was that these guarantee schemes will affect developmental works. Now that's exactly what Congress is showing that it's happening. That's what's going to happen in the larger messaging. It creates a chink in the armor, because the very concept that welfare schemes at the expense of developmental work is flawed. That should not be there at all. It's not even. It doesn't even make a budgetary sense also.
Right.
Because in budgetary allocations also, revenue expense is different, capital expenditure is different. Then no budgetary manager says that you take money from capital expenditures and put them for revenue expenditures. But now the 2 things here. One is, the MLAs today, Congress MLAs, have to show their face to the constituents also. The government must understand. If not 100 rupees, give them 50 rupees. Number 1. Number 2, another concern of all MLAs is that their transfers are not being heard to.
Right.
The district ministers are not allowing them to recommend transfers also.
Yes.
So what has happened is that, like Mr. Chandra was saying, it's just 1 year, whatever. So in effect, we are saying that for 1 year, these MLAs are useless. They're just there for,
show pieces.
They are just rubber stamps. Yeah, they're just show pieces.
Yes, right.
That doesn't go down very well.
It does not.
When the party is so fractured.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's fractured. Yes, you very well said, because between 2 people and both very powerful, Dr. Itnal. So you're right.
So keeping the parliament elections in mind, both the parties must concede, some ground to each other, and at least tell the general voter that yes, we are giving the welfare schemes, but not at the expense of development.
Right. So
because the moment that message comes out, you are playing straight into BJP's narrative.
Exactly. Gokul, quickly, because someone is telling me from the studio, wrap it.
Yeah, you're the boss of the show, but with your permission, I'll have the closing lines today. You invited us for a cup of coffee to discuss a storm in a teacup.
So well, no teacup, only kapi here, only coffee. Imagine coffee is found, it was, it came from Karnataka, and you drink coffee, I drink coffee, so no tea as of now, only coffee.
In a teacup.
It's not a storm, it's a very small breeze, but if left, who knows, it may become a typhoon. That's how politics works. Let me thank all of you. Gokul, thank you so much. Dr. Itnal, many thanks. Bhaskar, thank you very much. And Bansi, thanks are due to you. It was really a very riveting, a very nice discussion, and that's how discussions are going to happen here. And you, ladies and gentlemen, if you deserve it, and when I say deserve it, if you don't shout, if you don't argue unnecessarily, if you have a great point to make, come sit next to me on this show every weekday at 5 o'clock. As of now, for every news and news analysis, this is your destination, News9 Live. Thank you for watching. Vanakkam, Namaskaram.
With all this gear, you must be wondering if I'm climbing a mountain. Well, let me give you a wider look of this place. This is Asia's largest mountain of shame.
A mountain of waste, almost the height of the Qutub Minar.
When you enter capital cities of some of the biggest countries in the world, you don't have 3 garbage mountains waiting to welcome you depending on whichever side of the city you enter from.
The thing is that a lot of times we talk about landfills only when there's a fire at the landfill. You need to understand that a landfill is at fire almost throughout the year. It's only when the firefighters are not able to douse the fire is when it actually catches the nation's attention, the city's attention, or media attention.
The towering landfills worsen one of Delhi's biggest problems: pollution.
यहाँ पर आप रात को आओ, दिन में आओ, आप 1 घंटे बैठ नहीं सकते बाहर। इतनी धूल, प्रदूषण, महक, आप खाना भी नहीं खा सकते बाहर बैठ के।
Life around the landfill is a curse.
हमारे घर में जो बड़े हैं उन्हें अस्थमा के वो पेशेंट है, आए दिन उनको नेबुलाइजर लगाना पड़ता है।
डॉक्टर ने भी मुझे ये चीज बोला कि यहाँ का एरिया छोड़ के कहीं और जाइए।
Delhi's garbage mountains are now a fetid symbol of the national capital's trash problem. The question is, who is to be blamed? Watch Delhi's Garbage Mountains. Streaming on News9 Plus for the Gemflix.
Pakistan is actually genociding Baloch people. So being Baloch is a crime. If you are a Baloch, it means in the eyes of Pakistan, you don't have any right to live.
The Chinese and Pakistanis are colonizing the Baloch and exploiting their resources.
The Baloch armed struggle will continue unless China withdraws, the Pakistan military withdraws from Balochistan and give Baloch complete authority to decide for themselves.
The Baloch feel that if they don't act now, they will become marginalized.
What lies ahead for Balochistan?
Balochistan, Bangladesh 2.0, streaming now.
We have promised that we will decarbonize our economy.
India will be leading this whole green hydrogen race.
I still believe that Indian road transportation, commercial, which governs your entire consumer price, can be run cheaper on green hydrogen versus fossil fuel as on date.
Green hydrogen is it's going to be a very major game changer. And in India, the kind of concerted effort that is being made to promote green hydrogen, you will see results very soon.
क्लाइमेट के क्षेत्र में क्वांटम जंप देने वाला है, वो है ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन का क्षेत्र। नेशनल हाइड्रोजन मिशन की घोषणा कर रहा हूं।
Hydrogen is a very energy dense fuel. It is also very light. It is a very green fuel for the simple reason the end product is water. It can be a game changer as India and the world try to mitigate the effects of climate change and global warming. There are many shades and flavors of hydrogen. If hydrogen is produced using renewable energy, then it is called green hydrogen.
Green hydrogen will help cut transportation costs, fuel and consumer goods prices.